To be able to win in Andorra in front of my son with my wife, it's unbelievable, and yeah, incredibly motivating. The last 5K, all I could think of was, this is for you, Harris, and this is for you. Get there as quick as possible.
Oh, I love you so much.
I'm so proud of you. You did it.
Oh, I love you, buddy. You don't want to go away.
Stage 10 of the Vuelta a España delivered one of cycling's most unexpected turnarounds. Jay Vine went from telling his team to abandon their stage plans to claiming victory at the mountain summit, while the race for the red jersey took a dramatic twist that nobody saw coming. Stage 10 was supposed to be straightforward, a 175-kilometer ride from Parque de la Naturaleza Senda Viva to the ski resort of El Ferial Larra Belagua in the Pyrenees. But nothing about this day went according to plan, especially for the Australian climber, who seemed destined to miss out on the action entirely. The race started at a blistering pace. We're talking 50 kilometers per hour for the first 2 hours. That's sprint race speed, not mountain stage speed. Riders were attacking left and right, but nothing was sticking. The bunch was flying along, swallowing up every move before it could gain any real ground. Vine found himself in trouble early. Every time he tried to jump across to a promising group, the peloton would reel it back. After 2 solid hours of this chaos, the 29-year-old got on his team radio with a message that would have made most riders throw in the towel. "Guys, it's not happening," he told his UAE Team Emirates crew. "Save it for tomorrow." But cycling has a funny way of changing in an instant. Just when Vine was ready to give up on the stage, a crash happened right in front of him. Suddenly, he was stuck behind a pile of riders, losing precious seconds as potential breakaways formed ahead. Most riders would have seen this as the final nail in the coffin. Vine saw it as just another obstacle to overcome. For the next 45 minutes, it was pure chaos. Attack after attack, with Vine desperately trying to bridge across to any group that looked promising. His teammate Mikkel Bjerg was doing everything he could to help, but the pace was just too intense. Finally, with about 70 kilometers to go, a massive 30-man breakaway formed, and somehow both UAE riders made it across. Now, here's where things get interesting. This wasn't just any breakaway, it had serious firepower, including mountain specialists and riders hungry for stage wins. But it also had something else, riders who could potentially shake up the overall race standings. While Vine was focused on the stage win and defending his King of the Mountains jersey, there was serious drama brewing behind in the main group. Jonas Vingegaard, the 2-time Tour de France champion, was ready to make his move. He'd already won Stage 9 to close the gap on race leader Torstein Traeen, and now he smelled blood in the water. The breakaway had a solid lead as they approached the day's big challenges. First up was the Category 3 Alto de las Coronas, where Javier Romo from Movistar decided to test the group's strength. He attacked hard, taking maximum points at the summit, but Vine was right there with him. The Australian wasn't just thinking about the stage. He needed every point he could get to defend his polka dot jersey. Coming off that climb, the group stayed together, but you could feel the tension building. Everyone knew the real battle would come on the final ascent, a brutal 9.9-kilometer climb to 1,590 meters above sea level at the Puerto de Belagua. With about 20 kilometers to go, Belgian rider Alex Seegert decided he'd had enough of waiting. The Lotto rider attacked hard and quickly built a lead of nearly 45 seconds. For a moment, it looked like he might pull off a solo victory. But cycling rarely rewards the first attacker on a long climb. Pablo Castrillo from Movistar was the first to respond, bridging across to Seegert with about 7 kilometers remaining on the climb. The Spanish rider looked strong, and with his local knowledge of these Pyrenean roads, many thought he had the stage sewn up. But they'd forgotten about Jay Vine. The Australian had been watching everything unfold with the patience of a veteran. He later revealed his tactical approach, saying he didn't want to drag everyone up the climb, so he tried playing what he called a bit of possum at the bottom. He made himself look weaker than he really was, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. With 5 kilometers to the summit, Vine made his move. He caught Castrillo quickly, and when the Spanish rider tried to respond, Vine simply rode away from him. It was a display of pure climbing power that left no doubt about who was the strongest rider on the mountain that day. As Vine soloed to victory, punching the air as he crossed the line, the real fireworks were happening further down the mountain. The group of overall contenders had been playing cat and mouse all day, but the final climb was where reputations would be made or broken. Traeen, who'd been wearing the red leader's jersey, was in serious trouble. The Norwegian, who'd overcome testicular cancer just a few years earlier to reach this level, was struggling with the pace. When the attacks came from the favorites, he simply couldn't respond. Vingegaard was in his element. The Danish climber, known for his Tour de France victories, was patient but deadly. He didn't need to attack, he just needed to follow the moves and let Traeen fall away. By the time they reached the finish, the race lead had changed hands once again. João Almeida, Vine's teammate at UAE, was doing everything he could to gain time on his rivals. The Portuguese rider launched attack after attack on the final climb, trying to distance Vingegaard and the other contenders. But the Dane was simply too strong, matching every acceleration while Traeen suffered behind.
It seems like week 2 is where the Vuelta a España really starts to happen. Is that the case?
Yes, second week and the third week also now with the TT. I think they will be crucial.
I think everyone is holding back a bit in anticipation for the second and third week there, so I think probably there you will have a good idea about the GC and who'll be up for the win here.
Do you think Jonas is still the outright favorite to win this race?
Yes, I think I cannot really comment how is the other teams. I think, of course, they can. Here we are plan. I think they have Almeida. That I think he is probably the clear GC leader, and I think Ayuso also, like he did amazing performance the other day.
Visma look rock solid, you know, like around Jonas. They're always there, always in good position. They support him really well, and it seems like they're being conservative, waiting for later in the race to really make some moves. Whereas UAE, I'm kind of surprised they have strong riders, you know, on the team that they would have tried to get guys higher up in the GC to then try and play the numbers game. So now it seems like they only have Almeida for the GC. And you have Ayuso, Vine, and all these guys are just
When the
go
dust settled, the overall standings had been completely reshuffled. Vingegaard was back in the red jersey, leading Traeen by 26 seconds. Almeida had moved up to third, just 38 seconds behind his main rival. It was the third time in this race that Vingegaard had worn the leader's jersey, showing just how competitive this Vuelta was proving to be. For Vine, the victory was his fourth career stage win at the Vuelta and his second in just 5 days. More importantly, it extended his lead in the King of the Mountains competition to 23 points over Louis from Sidal Quickstep. He was successfully defending the polka dot jersey he'd won the previous year. But there was more to this story than just the racing. Behind the scenes at UAE Team Emirates, drama had been brewing all day. Juan Ayuso, the young Spanish talent, had made some explosive comments before the stage start. He accused his own team of being run like a dictatorship and claimed management had tried to damage his reputation by announcing his contract termination during the race rather than waiting until afterward. Ayuso was leaving UAE at the end of the season, and he wasn't going quietly. His comments created a storm of controversy, with many wondering how it would affect team morale during such a crucial stage of the race. Vine's victory provided the perfect response to all the negative headlines. It showed that despite the internal drama, UAE was still capable of winning races at the highest level. It was their fourth stage victory of this Vuelta, proving their strength in depth. After the stage, Vine was refreshingly honest about how difficult winning really is. Winning is so hard, and it's such an incredible feeling when it happens, he said while warming down on the training rollers. I don't think I'll ever get used to it because it's just unbelievably hard.